realized we need a lot more work. I thought Rocket played awfully well for a freshman that came in and had to do what he had to do, and missed some good shots. I guess that first group, 4 of the 5 played real well. Aaron struggled, and struggled into the second half. Thank God Gabe picked us up a lot, did some good things, and I thought 2 of my 3 stars were really good. Xavier was good, and Cassius, I told him at halftime, are you boycotting here? They're only taking 2 shots. So second half he did a little better job, but really played within himself, to get 16 points, 9 assists, 0 rebounds. And as I told him down there, I'm going to have to come up for the first time in my career and say 4 steals. He's probably turning into a first-team defensive player now. So the 4 steals, but all kidding aside, I think the added strength in his legs, and I just felt like he was moving very efficiently. So there were a lot of good things there. Disappointing in the first half. I thought Marcus struggled in the first half, bounced back second half. I thought the other guy that we felt like struggled a little bit was Foster in the first half. Played better in the second half. But both Bingham, Marble, and Malik all played a lot better in the second half. So all in all, the rebounding was pretty good. I was really disappointed to take 35 threes in that game, but it seemed like, as Matt Larson said, the ball went inside, they really collapsed. We were unselfish to kick it out. That was good. But way too many threes, although I'll never see the day when those 3 guys hit 1 of 14 or whatever it was. So I guess that's encouraging too. Last thing of discouragement, 17 turnovers. The last 2 things of encouragement, 25 assists on 32 baskets, and our goal was to try to get up 65 shots. We got up 70, and 12 steals. I thought was pretty good. Considering how many guys we played, which that won't be the norm, and different lineups, some of those turnovers are going to happen because guys don't know where guys are going. Questions?
Tom, 2 people I want to ask you about. First, Thomas Kithier tonight. Unbelievable difference from last year. Communication with many of his teammates. That obviously something you guys worked on in the offseason. How proud of you were that, or is that something you got to see more in the film?
No, I'm really proud of Thomas. Did I even bring his name up? I said my starters. What an idiot I am. Thomas, I thought rebounded the ball about as well as you could read. He's got great hands, and getting 11 rebounds. I want to say at 8 or 9 at halftime, and didn't get as many shots as I was hoping. Hits the big 3. That was, I think, all we could ask out of Thomas Kithier. He did all that, 11 rebounds in how many minutes? 21 minutes. So he was, I said all 4 of those guys, except for Aaron, played really well the first half. And Thomas might have been as bright of a bright spot, because we all know the biggest question right now is the 4, and can we get Kyle Arns back?
Lastly, for those of us that covered you a long time, you stood there after a lot of achievements and put the credit back on the program. But if you can step away as being a head coach and be a dad for a moment, what was it like to see Steven score the basket?
Can't believe the kid shot an air ball the first time. I have to admit it was cool. It was cool. I don't know what to say. It was fun. It was cool. I made sure that I didn't take anybody else's minutes away. I told Frosty it's okay if I do this. He was great. But, I told him before the game, I watched him in warm-ups on Midnight Madness, and he really shoots the ball well. I mean, he didn't get that from me. Must have got it from Garland. But he really shoots the ball well, and in the warm-ups, he shot an air ball about 3 feet short, and I told him that basketball's like golf. If it doesn't get there, it has no chance to get in. So this one, he listened to his coach, and he shot it 3 feet long. But it was fun. I appreciate the fans, the students, but I really appreciate my teammates. That was probably his chance for the year. I think he'll red shirt or green shirt or something shirt. And so he got in the books, and I felt good about that for him.
Good morning. At the 11:04 mark, you brought a timeout. It was 18-16. Were you trying to reset the guys? What were your comments?
Yeah, that's where I was really disappointed in Aaron. I mean, he had 3 turnovers in the first couple minutes. 2 of them were baskets. We just talked about that we're being too careless with the ball. We had 5 turnovers pretty early in the half. And like I said, though, the Gonzaga game, when you're trying to play 11, 12 guys, just to get them some minutes, to be honest with you, we're trying to see who fits in where, especially at that 4 spot. And we don't know what's going to happen with Kyle. So, we're looking at some other guys at the 2 too. I mean, we're digging down here a little bit, but I thought everybody that went in, Connor worked his tail off, made some unbelievable plays defensively, not letting the ball go into the post. Brock Washington did a good job at the end. Jack made a couple nice plays. So it was one of those nights where everybody got to do something, but the biggest thing I was looking for is, can Foster as a backup be good enough? Can Gabe be good enough in that? Can Julius and Malik and Marcus, I mean, those guys, those 5 guys are going to have to man those 2 positions. And I think you can see, Marcus, I don't know if it looks like it to any of you, but it doesn't look like he's 20-some pounds heavier when I look at him, but he is. And yet, he's still got 20 pounds to go, And so some of that is, he did play better the second half and started blocking some shots, but I thought the first half got pushed around a little bit, and so we told him that at halftime.
Tom, speaking of the Gonzaga game, what are some of the differences you saw from that game to this game tonight?
Well, I think Cassius was better in this game, even when he didn't score in the first half. I thought Xavier played a lot better and Gabe played a lot better. But again, in that Gonzaga game, we played 11 guys in that game too. I think they played 7. So when you do that, you're going to have some turnovers. We had 19 in that game, 17 in this one. We shot it a little better in that game, but we defended a lot worse. Probably a better team, I thought Jody's team, really the first half did a hell of a job. I mean, they're going to win a lot of games in their league. The little guard is a good player, and their postman is a very good player too. Ebling, I hope he's not related. If it is, it just proves that bloodlines sometimes stop, because that guy's a little better than our Ebling, but I think he's going to be a good player. I think they got a good post guy and a good guard, and that will lead to a good team. I thought they played hard, and it was kind of cool. I really wish, being a Division II guy myself, we could play more Division II and III teams, because it is the thrill of a lifetime. I know exactly what they were going through. And give the Albion fans credit. A lot of people came in and watched the game, and I got a lot of good friends that I didn't even know were Albion fans that were Albion fans, including Joe Serra, that sat right behind our bench with his Albion shirt on. So I got the police before the game, and I tried to get him out of there, but Joe's got more power than I got, so it worked out great.
Got a perfunctory question about Joey. He obviously didn't dress. I mean, I imagine you haven't heard anything yet.
And they say that we're going to hear something maybe Friday, at least as the process goes forward. There's 2 parts to the process. It's got to get through one to get to another, and we think we may hear something by Friday, but as it happened a couple weeks ago, I told you that day, but we are running out of time. So I do think they're trying to get everything done, and Joey's a heck of a player, so we'll see what happens, to be honest with you.
With Rocket in particular, it seemed like he was crashing the boards and setting up some kickouts for Xavier. I mean, when you're able to see that out of a freshman, where he's able to penetrate and kick to your big like that, I mean, does that change some things when you can get him out there and shoot like that and get Rocket attacking it and rebounding as well?
Well, I think Rocket attacking, I mean, he didn't even do all the things he can do. I mean, he really has Rocket for legs, you know, and he gets up in that break, and he's a lot quicker than you'd think. And I was impressed with him defensively today. He did a pretty good job defensively. I was surprised. He rebounded the ball pretty good. It was a shame he didn't shoot the ball at all like he can shoot it. He's been shooting it really well in practice lately. So that was a little bit disappointing, but neither did two of my other guys. And yet the energy that he brought, the energy that Gabe brought, I mean, that one dunk, you know, you guys won't believe this, but it took a year and a half to teach him how to do that. And it was hard, but we got it done. You know, we taught him that, and he did it. So I'm full of you-know-what on that. That was great athleticism on his part, and great attacking. I thought he attacked really well. Got some offensive rebounds. We got 22 offensive rebounds. It wasn't against the biggest team, but it means we're going. You know, I asked our guys before the game, I thought we were poor in the effort-related things against Gonzaga. You know, miss a shot, which we did. Do this and do that, but give me the effort-related stats, and I thought tonight we did that no matter who we played.
What are your thoughts on the new NCAA ruling that players can profit off their likeness, and how would that affect the team, whether it's...
You know, I mean, I'm not sure on anything, but I said almost a month ago, you know, that the NCAA needed to get out in front of it. I do think they've done a better job of that. That today, I guess it was the first step from the NCAA. But I've always been supportive of players getting more that they can get. I'm trying to figure out how still everybody looks at this and thinks they have it solved, and I know nothing that's going on with it yet. I think at the end of today's announcement, they set some guidelines and principles that will help shape it, but I don't really know what those are going to end up and how they're going to be implemented. So it's still hard to exactly look at it and be able to say what's going on, but players getting what they can get, that's good, but it still has to work within the framework of how we help maintain the student-athlete experience and how it maintains the other sports. And there's so many things out there that I think are unintended consequences, as I said earlier, that I don't really know. And I'm not giving you a politician's answer, because I said the same thing a month ago. I really believe that, okay, we took a step in the right direction. As I asked at the Big Ten, does anybody know what that really meant? Good. I'm just like you guys. I don't really know what it really means either, but it is. Okay, so now we're addressing it, which needed to be done. It is becoming addressed, and hopefully the initiative will help provide the best experience for these kids, you know. I just hope we all keep in mind that somehow, some way, we can't quit acting like there's no value to the education. Because there is a value, both a monetary value and a lifetime value. And so whatever they come up with, that hopefully keeps it somewhat of an even playing field, and do whatever we got to do.
Anything else? Top after the game with Rocket and Foster on the court together. I don't know how much you plan to see those two, but it looked like at times you have Foster on the wing and Rocket with the ball. How often do you expect to have that dynamic?
Well, the one thing Rocket brings to the court that probably more like a Keith Appling for us, a great athlete that can guard. I mean, for a freshman, he's kind of in the Appling, Gary Harris mold, where and he's a tough SOB. You know, he's got some toughness to him. He wants to do it. So you know, it makes us where we can play other people because we can move some guys around. I don't think you'll see that a ton, but I do think you'll see it some. And again, a lot of it depends in the first week or two on how much Kyle can play. But Rocket is going to be, I think he's been a real pleasant surprise. Not surprised that he wasn't good enough, but I think he's better at some things than I thought he was. You know, defensively, been an unbelievable teammate. I mean, you watch him out there, he's just cheering for everybody. You know, when you recruit a kid, sometimes you don't know what exactly you get, and this has been great for me and for my staff and for my team, because to be able to compete at this level as a freshman, usually physical things. I always brought up Chris Webber. You know, he was physically ready to go and start right away. You know, for us, Miles Bridges was physically ready, and that's a big thing. And Rocket's put on a little weight, but he's tough enough. So what he isn't physically big enough on, which he's still 185 pounds, he's mentally tough enough. And I think we're going to see some, as he gets that leg better and better, it's not bothering him, but he's just coming back from that. And just the last couple of days, he started dunking again. He's going to be an exciting player to watch and an exciting player to coach. And I think a player that can play both ends of the court, which he gets that shot back, that's going to be dynamite.
What do you think of Malik Hall tonight?
You know, Malik, and I thought he did some really good things. I thought he competed. I think he too is physically gifted enough. I thought he over-dribbled a little bit. He could have thrown it ahead a little bit. I think he would agree with that. But God, with your first game in a big arena, and you know, those guys, we just tried to get Malik and Julius and, of course, Marcus. I mean, those three guys they're going to have to play minutes. And I thought Malik at times showed that he could be the most ready right now, mostly because of the physical gifts.
We'll do two more, Brendan, and then Matt.
From last February, March to today, what more is being asked from Henry to make reads, have a scores mentality, things like that? How much dramatically different is from that?
Well, I think a lot, to be honest with you, Brendan. I think a lot. I think he's demonstrated that the last 2 days of practice, he shot the lights out of the ball. He's a much, much better shooter. But, you know, he still needs to be pushed, and he still needs to understand. I mean, that play he made, that was JR-ish. And for those of you, because I forget that 20 years goes by, and some of you probably were barely born, which makes Edwin you old. But not many people make that move, and he did it ferociously. And I think he has so much more to his game. He's putting it on the floor, but he's being a little loose with the ball. We got 3 turnovers early that when he threw out of bounds would have been a wide open shot. But we are asking him to do more offensively, do more with the ball, do more defensively, and probably the area that I think he could improve the most in, because I think that's what his biggest gift is rebound the ball on both ends. You know, I think he could be an unbelievable offensive rebounder. So, you know, we got to look at some guys that have been that, and maybe look at some film with them and get them going a little harder. But the second half, I thought you saw a lot more aggressive, and that's what we're going to need on him. Those 3 guys, you need 3. 2 is nice, but you need 3. And I think Cassius just kind of play within himself. I hope he knows by giving up that 3 to his brother that his brother won the duel. When he was on his brother and when his brother is on him, the score was 3-0. So he's going to have to live with that now the rest of his life.
Also, hypothetical, if Hauser got the waiver, what would you be comfortable with him doing against Kentucky?
Lots. How's that for a good answer? Do you want more than that?
I think I got that quote.
You got it.
We'll do the last one here with Matt.
How much tonight was, once this game ended, was there a feeling of, okay, now the clock starts,
Yeah.
now we're ready to get in?
Exactly, Matt, exactly how I felt. And this has been it's just such a different way of looking at things with college basketball now. I mean, this year we got 4 hours in the summer. And I feel like we've been going since, and then this year it started September 24th. I mean, I think we're on our 26th or 7th practice. And that seems like a long time, you know, and now we got a week and wish we had a little more time, make sure we can get all healed up. But I'm excited about it, you know. I mean, how do you beat a night? How do you beat this for our conference, for our university, for our program, and for our team to be involved in a 1, 2, 3, 4? I mean, I think in 01, there were 3 1s, or were there 4 that year?
Oh, and there are 3 1s,
3 1s and a 2?
probably.
Yeah, probably, because it's Arizona, Duke, maybe Maryland, they were high. But very seldom do you get in the same venue and have teams rated as high as these 4 teams. I don't know if we're ready for that right now, and I said that, but what a great opportunity to see for myself, see for my team. But the exposure and the night and the way it's going to be, and to have the late night game, which is a little hard on some, but so people can watch it all over the country, is, I think, great for Michigan State. As I said, great for the Big Ten, great for the program, and should be a lot of fun for the players. So hopefully we'll get better. I mean, we got a week, and we got to get a lot of improvement in this next week. But I saw a lot better things tonight in strange ways, and yet I think some of the first night was our fault too. So we'll try to get better and have some fun.